This is a real note I wrote at 11 p.m. I want you to read this. Tell me that doesn't sound familiar, because here is the real problem. A summary is just a shorter version of something you have already forgotten. What you actually need is not a better note. You need a map. And when I built it, I got back 20 hours. I took that exact note and put it into ChatGPT Canvas. One prompt. And it gave me this. A visual map of everything that was wrong and exactly what to do next. Then I ran the same system on a strategy video I had been putting off for weeks. Same result. Full clarity in under 5 minutes. I am going to show you both, step by step. No complicated tools, no setup. Just one prompt and one canvas. Let's build. I used to think my problem was a lack of discipline. I was wrong. It was a system failure. I am pasting my real unedited note here. The overwhelm, the 40 tabs, the feeling of spinning my wheels while everyone else moves faster. All of it. But I am not going to ask ChatGPT to summarize this. We are not going to chat. We are going to build an architecture. This is prompt 1. It does not ask for answers yet. It builds the frame first. This is supposed to be empty? This is the frame. Most people skip this step and go straight to asking for answers. That is why their outputs are messy. We build the structure first, then we fill it. Prompt 2 is one sentence. Fill this workspace. That is it. Watch what happens. It is not reading my note, it is diagnosing it. Look at the core question it generated. Why am I consuming so much, but not actually learning or creating? I did not write that question. It found it inside my mess. And it confirmed what I already suspected. The problem was never the input. It was the absence of a system. But then I got to the key nodes, 5 of them. But this one stopped me. Identity gap. I want to be a creator, but I am acting like a consumer. That is not a productivity problem. That is a self-awareness problem. And then section 5, patterns. This line, you are not behind. You are just stuck in the wrong loop. Consume, organize, forget, consume again. I want you to read that again because that is not an AI output. That is a diagnosis. I had been telling myself I was lazy, that I needed more discipline. The map told me the truth. My effort was never the problem. My architecture was. Then the action layer. But this one step saved me the most time. No deciding at 11 p.m. Only execute a pre-decided task. Before this, I spent 90 minutes every night going in circles. After this, I spent 5 minutes looking at the map and knew exactly what to do. That is where the 20 hours come from. And the final step. Stop aiming to learn more. Start aiming to produce something small every day. From consumer to creator. That is the whole shift. One prompt, one canvas, 3 minutes. I went from overwhelmed and stuck to a system I could start tonight. That is demo 1. But here is what I want to show you next. What happens when you stop pointing this at your own thoughts and start pointing it at everything you are trying to learn from other people? Because that is where the real leverage is. That is demo 2. This video sat in my tabs for 2 weeks. I never watched it. I just copied the transcript straight from YouTube and ran it through the same system. This is the prompt. I am not asking it to summarize the Kaufman video. I am asking it to use Kaufman as a filter on my own life. Watch the input. It is a mess. Walls of repeated text, no structure. Now watch what comes out. It is running Kaufman's 4 rules against my brain dump, and it is finding every place I am breaking them. Gap 2. This one. You are not learning. You are procrastinating with research. I had 40 tabs open, and I thought that was preparation. Kaufman says that is avoidance. I had been telling myself I was preparing. The system called it what it actually was. Now, the kill list. 5 things I had been telling myself were important. AI tool comparisons, productivity hacks, second brain theory, all of them gone. Because none of them help me produce something tonight. If it does not help me produce something tonight, it goes. And then this line at the bottom, read it. I knew if I left this in a chat window, I would forget it by morning. So I did one more thing, one more prompt. I want this as a permanent map, not a chat bubble. Watch what happens when I hit send. The red, yellow, green structure starts forming in real time. 3 zones, clean boxes, flow arrows between them. The red zone. This is where most people live permanently. Passive input, overload, no output, frustration. And then they start the loop again the next morning. The yellow zone is one question. Does this help me produce something tonight? If no, it goes. That filter alone would have closed most of my 40 tabs. And the green zone, the daily rule, no thinking at 11 p.m. Only execute, and the identity shift from learner to creator. That is the whole video in 2 lines. 2 prompts, 1 canvas. I went from a raw YouTube transcript and a messy 11 p.m. note to a complete operating system I can use every single night. You stop being someone who watches videos about productivity, and you start being someone who has a system that runs, even when you are exhausted at 11 p.m. 2 demos done. Here are the 3 prompts. I put them into a free kit. Link is in the description. Download it and run this tonight. Prompt 1 builds the frame. You run this first, every time, on anything. Prompt 2 is the filter. Paste any transcript, any article, any expert content. It extracts what actually matters. Prompt 3 makes it permanent. This is the one that turns a conversation into a system you can actually use. 3 prompts, 1 canvas session. That is the whole system. I want to be honest with you about something. I did not build this because I am a productivity expert. I built this because I was failing at 11 p.m. every single night. I just did not have the architecture. Now I do. And it works even when I am exhausted, even when I have no idea what to focus on. The map makes it obvious. Subscribe before you close this video. Next week, I am going to show you how to run this exact system on any book in under 10 minutes. Same prompts, different input, completely different output. The 11 p.m. Clarity Kit, free in the description. You do not need more videos about productivity. You need one system that works.